Coming up on 5 Minute News. Pandemic of the unvaccinated burdens busy US hospitals. UK daily infections top 50,000 days before virus rules eased. And Greenland suspends oil exploration because of climate change. It's Saturday, July 17. I'm Anthony Davis. The COVID-19 comeback across the US is putting pressure on hospitals at a time when some of them are busy just trying to catch up on surgeries and other procedures that were put on hold during the pandemic. With the highly contagious Delta variant spreading rapidly, cases in the US were up around 70% over the last week. Hospital admissions have climbed about 36%, and deaths rose by 26%, the CDC said on Friday. Some hospitals are reporting record or near-record patient volumes, but even for those that aren't, this round of the pandemic is proving tougher in some ways. Staff members are worn out, and finding travelling nurses to boost their ranks can be tough. The fear now at some hospitals is that they might have to postpone non-COVID-19 related care again and risk the potential health consequences for patients. COVID-19 deaths and newly confirmed infections across the US are still dramatically lower than they were over the winter. But for the first time since then, cases are rising in all 50 states, and the nation's vaccination drive has slowed to a crawl, with only about 48% of the population fully protected. Los Angeles County residents will again be required to wear masks indoors, regardless of their vaccination status, while the University of California system said that students, faculty and staff must be inoculated against the virus to return to campuses. The rapid and sustained increase in cases in Los Angeles County requires restoring an indoor mask mandate. The public health order went into effect last night. CDC Director Dr. Rochelle Walensky warned that the outbreak in the US is becoming a pandemic of the unvaccinated because nearly all hospital admissions and deaths are among those who hadn't been immunized. The UK recorded more than 50,000 new coronavirus cases in one day on Friday for the first time in 6 months, as the British government's top medical advisor warned that the number of people hospitalised with COVID-19 could hit quite scary levels within weeks. Government figures showed another 51,870 confirmed lab cases, the highest number since mid-January. Infections have surged in recent weeks, mainly among unvaccinated younger people, as a result of the far more contagious Delta variant and the easing of lockdown restrictions. Despite the increase, the British government plans to lift all remaining legal restrictions on social contact in England on Monday and to ditch social distancing guidelines, as well as the legal requirement for people to wear masks in most indoor settings, including shops, trains, buses and subways. The government is hoping that the rapid rollout of vaccines will keep a lid on the number of people becoming seriously ill with COVID-19, a stance that some leading scientists at an emergency international summit critiqued as reckless. The group, which includes advisors to the governments of Italy, New Zealand and Taiwan, said they joined forces through a sense of urgency to warn of the global consequences of allowing the Delta variant to spread rapidly through the British population. The scientists warn that the combination of high infections and high levels of vaccination creates the conditions in which an immune escape variant is most likely to emerge. Families representing many of those who've died from COVID-19 in the UK also joined in the criticism of the plan devised by populist Prime Minister Boris Johnson's Conservative government. The government of Greenland has decided to suspend all oil exploration off the world's largest island, calling it a natural step because the Arctic government takes the climate crisis seriously. No oil has been found yet around Greenland, but officials there had seen potentially vast reserves as a way to help Greenlanders realise their long-held dream of independence from Denmark by cutting the annual subsidy of 3.4 billion kroner the Danish territory receives. Global warming means that retreating ice could uncover potential oil and mineral resources, which, if successfully tapped, could dramatically change the fortunes of the semi-autonomous territory of 57,000 people. The future does not lie in oil. The future belongs to renewable energy, and in that respect, we have much more to gain, the Greenland government said in a statement. The government said it wants to take co-responsibility for combating the global climate crisis. The decision was made on June 24, but made public on Thursday. The U.S. Geological Survey estimates there could be 17.5 billion undiscovered barrels of oil and 148 trillion cubic feet of natural gas off Greenland, although the island's remote location and harsh weather have limited exploration. The government's decision to stop oil exploration was welcomed by environmental group Greenpeace, which called the decision fantastic. You can subscribe to 5 Minute News on YouTube with your preferred podcast app. Ask your smart speaker or enable 5 Minute News as your Amazon Alexa flash briefing skill. Subscribe, rate and review online at 5minute.news. 5 Minute News is an Evergreen Podcast covering politics, inequality, health and climate, delivering independent, unbiased and essential world news daily.